Shocking scenes aired earlier this week when Ethan was involved in a serious car accident with Nikki in the passenger seat. While Ethan did manage to pull an unconscious Nikki from the mangled car, he fled the scene once he saw Moira Dingle approaching, since he suspected he was over the legal alcohol limit. In Friday's May 10th episode, Ethan was desperate to hide any involvement in the crash, though he put himself in a vulnerable position by visiting Nikki at the hospital. At the same time, Caleb and Ruby were at their son's bedside where they were told emergency surgery had stopped the bleeding in Nikki's brain, but he'd been put in an induced coma to allow his brain to heal. "We keep steady and we stay positive," Caleb assured a heartbroken Ruby. The couple were soon horrified to learn that Nikki's blood tests had come back with high levels of alcohol, leaving them concerned he'd been driving while drunk. Ruby turned her heartbreak into anger, accusing Caleb of goading Nikki into doing something so foolish because their son idolized his father. "He is so desperate for a crumb of approval from his big, bad dad, and all you ever do is criticize," Ruby accused. "You belittle him." Back in the village, Ethan tried to play it cool when he found out from Suni that Nikki had been placed in an induced coma. He soon reluctantly agreed to go with Suni to visit Nikki. When Ruby and Caleb arrived back at the hospital after a break, they tried telling a police officer that Nikki wouldn't have been driving drunk. They were even more stunned as the cop explained that Nikki couldn't have been behind the wheel because he had bruising consistent with a passenger side placement. Caleb and Ruby suddenly realized that the person behind the wheel must have fled after the accident without calling for help. Whoever it was left him for dead. Who would do that? A stunned Ruby asked. Caleb then warned, "I dunno, but when I find them, they're gonna wish that they died in the accident." A few meters away, a very nervous Ethan had been watching the entire conversation and could barely contain his nervousness.